maps like Ancient were far more their cup of tea. So, not an easy game by any means. VP will grind you down. That much we know. VP will grind you down. That much we know.
Да, yaxshi.
It's a quad A setup for VP. And this is a pistol round. They do like to run on Inferno, right? Leaving Flit alone. Not uncommon to see him kind of playing the pixel angle at that B site, but instead, gonna get the action over here out into middle. Electronic farms the first two that come his way, and here's the help. Fame doubles up on the apartments. This pistol round decisively looking to go VP's way. Just Spooky left up in this one. And a 1v4 rolled out ahead of him. All four players occupying this A site. And so if he does try and follow through, he's got to scrap every step of the way. Electronics even flanking him here, being very active in the approach. Missed chance at the backstab.
Round for Electronic. 3 from him, 2 from Fame. Clean shots put VP on the pistol.
Nice. Nice play.
And high energy coming in as well. And VP's debut game here in Austin.
MVP's debut game of Austin. Yo,
We got to see Electronic and Fame yesterday in our media day, Hugo. They seemed in very good spirits, which is nice.
Так, это...
Certainly seen this team rock up to events before feeling a little sour. Yeah.
True.
It's like not everything's right, but yesterday they seemed very, very happy.
I see me.
Maybe too happy.
What have they got up their sleeve, Harry?
Yeah, it makes me nervous.
I do think Inferno is like the worst place to meet VP in this opening game. I think OG are going to be playing pretty slow here as a result. Maybe they don't have their same wild energy, you know, that they do on maps like Nuke and Ancient, where they are playing very fast CS and just going for site rushes. It's a lot harder to get away with it here on Inferno. Again, solo B, good luck, Fame. You've got no support, you've got to play retake. So, Force Fight gets OG in. And considering VP have no kills, it's going to be a very hard post part to break into, even with the advantages. Need this smoke span to connect something to give VP a shot. OG have the trades available.
Flash through and they play through this smoke in at CT. They're going to deal with the first couple, but they did cross paths with Crizzen. He now plays through into the back line. Gets away with a lot of damage. Viku in this clutch. Spam will connect, but he can't get them off that bomb. And so VP, a successful retake here for that conversion in the second round. Damn, VP. We got Flamus getting up on his feet now.
Got something to say. It's a nice retake, very hard round to win, to be perfectly honest. Comms are panicked. And actually... And they buy again. OG want to keep the times rolling. Are they good? Are they bad? Who knows, but they're here. Mac 10s, 1 AK, Fiku trying to force the opener. Ooh, is that smoke? Stalled out. It's going to be a bit of this.
You really don't have a lot of options here if you're OG. You have enough util to cobble together a site here. There's a few things that could make you nervous in this round. They've got to do a bit more to try and get some of this util out of VP. They'll be doing that now over here towards this B site, forcing some of these smokes and mollies to get burned through. Looking like it's going to end up in this A plate. Flammer still has nades to work with here.
Yeah, 20 seconds. You get a molly down, you're going to really roast this round. There it is.
Here's
That's
the
a big
tag.
info.
Yeah, you do a hell of a lot with that. Now you know about the presence of this player in the apartments. He tries to focus up on the short side. It falls to Icy to reel them in. 8 seconds here. You've got to get past Electronic, and the captain just isn't going down with his ship. Electronic finds second life for VP there and stops that site hit in its tracks.
Sick sequence from Electronic, right? Some classic Electronic play. He's a player who's obviously waned in form since becoming an in-game leader. Well, that's a great highlight there at the perfect time to keep VP in full control of this game. The back-to-back force buys put down by Electronic. Slick movement behind the site. OG game plan has kind of gone astray early in this map. They've got to take an eco now.
I mean, look, we just watched Simple roll back the years and look lights out. Electronic is now doing the same 7-0 to open up this game. A couple of high-impact moments from VP's captain.
Mikrofon ko'tar. Normal ish qilaman. Bolajonlar. Mana shu yerda shu boyda yutsalang bitta shashlik olib beraman bolajonlar. Bitta shashlik deyapti. 5 ta shashlik.
That's always been kind of one of the back burner comments around this VP squad is, you know, you kind of knew what Electronic was capable of in former squads. Thinking back mainly, thinking about Electronic and just how good he was to his time on that Na'Vi squad.
Banan.
Yeah, it worked. He got out as well. Flitch pushes ahead of that banana smoke.
Early,
5v4. And we heard Prison calling something towards B with some kind of pop, but now OG are having to mid-round. They don't like what they see. Third rotation coming over to that B bomb site for VP. So the time is now. If OG want to go for this.
What the heck?
Regaining that banana control as we speak. OG are going to have to hurry up.
Hurry up.
They're going to come through this. It's the only option they've got, and they get past Flammers. Icy on this SMG, just battling to stay alive, buy as much time as possible.
But
he's teed up VP in a 3-on-2. That plant will come in now for OG. Fiku plugging in the numbers. For the time being, Krisen plays behind that smoke down at Moto. That has iced him out of helping Fiku in the long run. And with both players kind of coming in through the apartments in short, Krisen only has 1 kill to find here, and he's not able to get Electronic. Captain's clash, and he comes out ahead.
Yeah, Electronic must have heard him there, or if not, that's a crazy read to know that Krisen was playing up close behind that library, especially when he gets re-smoked to think he's still there. And Krisen was really trying to find that kill fast. Electronic did not give it over, let his team come out with the retake instead. 4-0 lead, and these are really clean rounds for VP. They are dealing with some hectic situations very calmly. And now it's finally OG's first real fight with everything to talk about.
Chunki endi bularda 5 ta kalash
We know that's not really going to appear in this T side.
5 ta kalash bor. Full
OG, can they land back on their feet? Slightly delayed by these force buys. That's good path. It's into the orb.
I see Mima.
Fires early, 3B.
O zaman yap söyledim birden pick qilyapti bolu. Biza bolalar shunday chop chiqsa kill qilaman. Kill qilaman.
Yeah, you at least got info here, right? You've spotted 3 players B now. Spooky saw the 2 site guys with rifles, and they've heard that AWP fire off from CT.
At this point, you're probably thinking he would leave, right? He's fired off the AWP, so why would he hang around? And Icy is that third piece that's considering it. And so if OG just go for the execute, they're going to run into quite a hold here. Boost is a problem. Could see them smoke it off from this position, but Icy's going to get 1 more shot before all is said and done. Ooh.
VP have done such a good job of holding onto their util as well. Every one of these site hits for OG feels like it's having to go down through a smoke, through mollies, and now into these crossfires. They'll get chewed up. Icy Zorp with an important miss here has allowed them to close the distance, but he makes up for it. Second time's the charm. It's all coming together beautifully right now for Virtus Pro.
Yeah, Fame is a rock as well. Very reliable backside, doing a lot of damage, picking up the kills that Flit and Icy are tagging, and even smoke spamming for the final one. It's a really nice round again for VP. I'm loving what I'm seeing, and I am questioning.
Yine yagona patpisçigim patpiske taşımagan bu say.
In a BO1,
Bilginin
especially
işte var.
considering what happened in the last stage for OG. Looks pretty uninspired. The same is happening here. Against a very experienced team on this map. Looks pretty uninspired.
Aytganing kelak bosdingiz-a. Davay hammaga tashab, bitta og'iz tashab chiqaman. Bitta stilkani tashab chiqaman. Undan keyin men streamimga kirib like bosinglar.
It is a bunch of, young players, and sure, there are some more experienced pieces in there, but you don't have, like anyone on the same type of level as like an Electronic in these teams. I mean, pound for pound, VP beat them on experience across the board.
Men tanishlarim, yaqin tanishlarim kirib qolishi
Even they're kind of this grizzled player in like a Nikados.
Tak, boshladik. Hali ham o'sha tema 5-0 Virtus Pro.
Surprising success at majors, sure, but
Hozircha oldinda ular o'yinchilarning nomi Fiku, Nikados, Trazen, Spoke, Buz degan ekan. Albatta Flit, AVP, Fame, Electronic, Boboy, Flames, Icy.
And the orb smoked off as well. Icy's going to try and keep the pressure on, break it. His time though, they are already out middle. He's playing with them. To that peak. Pressing his site players to hold down, and Flamus is pushing in to force a kill. There are knives out round this corner. They better be ready.
Opa!
Opa! Covered by his teammate though, Electronic makes it even.
Razmen qilaman deydi-da, bittasi o'lgandan keyin tars ikkinchisi chiqishini o'sha Razmen.
Yeah, this might be his first death though, or he just goes
Electronic, normalnie
push out through
ana shu ham Razmen.
It's a lot of damage from Electronic. As he
qo'yishi
falls
mumkin.
for the first time.
Hech narsa deb bo'lmaydi akalar, olib qo'yish mumkin,
right now on the captain. And with a 3k from him in this round, VP are
qo'yishlari
hoping
mumkin,
that's
bilmayman
enough.
endi akalar, u bular
Come
yurishini
down to
qarang.
Fame and Icy.
Tak, short Fame. Opa, Fame
But still
ketdi.
makes
AVP
quick
bir
work
o'zi
of
nima
that first
qilolmaydi.
player out through the short side. Is this OG finding
Oh,
their first round?
adashibmanmi
Icy
deyman.
moving in, and the Orpers will clash. Nikados
Bilasan, o'yinroq, bilasan qayda.
Icy
Opa!
knocks him out of it. A 1v2 to keep the scoreline flawless.
Давай, кричи.
He's orb
Batter.
sings.
Very smart clutch for Icy as well. Really takes his time with that one. Never reveals his position. Spooky's out on an island, open to him. And he knows if I'm going to win this, it has to be by clearing backside. If he's anywhere else, I'm just going to lose. So he hard focuses on the corner and he flushes the last out. This is the happiest I've ever seen VP. And for good reason, 6-0 here.
Har doim bunday baqirolmaysan. Men Faze'da
OG with nothing to show for this game. Nikados yet to get a kill.
Endi keldim, nima qilay.
It's great to see Flamus with this infectious energy, right? Like that was what he brought to previous rosters whenever you...
Boost, juda foydali boost. Yo, mayo. No, bizlarda o'yinlarda ishlamaydi bunaqa narsa. Nima uchun? Chunki juda ko'p.
And even at that tournament, I remember an interview he gave where he said, I'm used to coming from kind of Russian-speaking squads, and usually it's a lot louder, it's a lot more hype and stuff like that. Change it into English-speaking, it's more calm, it's more level-headed. Well, then he joined this VP's team, and I was thinking, I don't know if this is the team to be yelling happily and excitedly. But if he's able to bring that energy to the squad, damn, that's exciting. It feels like it's rubbing off on the rest of them.
A lot of reasons to be cheering here in this game, and then Icy 1v2 gets a young guy activated as well. 5-on-3 here. He's seen the barrel. Flit doesn't want to overdo it. VP don't need to. They're comfortable. They've been winning from disadvantage, so...
Shows a smoke. Yo, mayo.
should be just fine.
Bana ham bitta deydi dagin chup
Getting ready to
qaytdi.
swing on Flit.
Endi ular ikkita bo'ldi, 3ta bo'ldi.
They're gonna flash this corner. They just dry peek it.
Qaytarish
OG
kerak.
on the washing line right now.
Normalno.
2-on-4.
Try
Clock
him,
is
man.
ready.
Try him.
You're not getting in for free. Look at how many
Try
rounds.
him,
VP
try
at
him.
20 seconds here with 2 smokes and 2
Save,
mollies going
save.
down. You got to save. Some great util
Shoh bo'lganda
being
какой
held
сейф?
by VP until the final
Какой
moments.
сейф? Qaytamiz deydi. Yana bitta monitor olishim kerak.
And OG are deep in the hole.
Olishim kerak. Dab tashashinglar menga. Shohruz aka.
Counter-terrorists win.
Terrorist win. Fransızlar.
No, where there isn't, you know, really a weak link for VP.
Normalde Fransızlar tanıyım. Yana bitta pauza buna.
You know, really isn't a war of stars. Nika does. The Phantom Menace, he's gone missing in this game. He started off this major run with a record-setting 3.08 rating. But in stage 2, he is yet to land. Barely even done damage in this game so far.
VP's protocols just too clean. Their patience unrivaled. And they've had a good bit of opening fire in this game as well. They've pushed a player down mid. They've had the short boost. They've taken some banana fights. It's not like VP have just been hiding.
Just a minute ago as well, when we were talking about like the kind of inexperience on OG, at least in dealing with like these really high pressure situations. And we said their one other experienced piece is Nikados.
Yeah.
Well, he's got his own problems to worry about right now. You know, I don't think he can focus on uplifting the rest of the team.
Inferno или boshqa bironta opa rasketchalar tashlaydi.
0-7 from the hybrid star on OG.
Joy.
Hasn't been able to find success with the rifles. Maybe there comes a time for him to try and look for that AWP.
This is VP saying, all right, let's see what you've got now. We're going to play a really safe round, playing on the extremities, leaning 4A late in the round as well. And not fighting really any deep positions on the map. So OG get the chance to run and execute, to play their game. And they have avoided the stack. It's only 3A for now. Can OG finally break through with some key trades?
I see Zol gets forced off the line out of this util. He's put in a rough position and will get overran. Flamus tries to hold it down, but they break through. Good timing on the wrap. Flit and Fame left to the extremities here in a 2-on-4. They need to reclaim something. Maybe they would have looked to give this a go. It gets real close to finding Spooky. Instead, a save might be the right call here for VP. Very unlikely they win this round. Doesn't seem worth the risk.
I'd like to see them get some exits here, though. Keep the pressure on the economy, right? Especially when you're 7-0 up. You know OG are always within touching distance of pistols. And so, considering VP can buy no matter what happens, getting exits can make a difference. Spooky has to leave the site. That's a guaranteed kill. And the rest should be able to get away with it back in the pit. So, better than nothing, but still OG on the board. It was about time.
Fakat o pet bomba ichkariga qo'yilgan bo'lish kerak-da. Bomba ichkariga qo'yilgan bo'lish kerak ana shu payt.
And OG actually get to play the round, not disrupted by any opening moves. For a limited bit of util OG had, they used it very well as well there, flushing out the orb, Moto smoke. And they are out of timeouts after this one.
Tak, men nimadir ichim kelyapti o'sha. Yana ichim qizib boshlayapti. Bu o'yin sabah oldum cho'zilib ketgan. Narsa. Zeus mıydı? Anjona tek o'tirib o'ynaydi.
Icy looking eager. Doesn't want to reveal the orc's position. Electronic was edging back towards CT, but going to stay on the A site. Gets taken. Icy could just walk a couple steps forward.
What kill? What? Mana bitta kill bor jigarlar.
Given the chance.
Mana bitta kill. Voy. No.
And after taking middle, despite VP not re-clearing it, they still go for the B gamble. They've got a great read of the situation. A tell, perhaps. Electronic still floating, but he'll be very quick to assist with flashes on this B bomb site. Flits the early warning system.
He will have to scrap for this, though. There's no option. Not and he takes two of them down. Fiku eventually bests him, but it's quite the trade for Flit.
I know OG are trying to fake this out, right? They're trying to fake the mid-control back into a B hit, but they have not once cleared the car position properly with util, and they keep getting punished. Pushed back now with 25 seconds. If Flamus gets his kill, this round is over. Buzz looking to find the anchor. Where is this player? Checks the wrong side. Flamus drops in, looks for one more kill to sweeten the deal. Even with that frag, they're going to get the plant.
With a chance now. Plant found, but no blocking util here. Feels very claustrophobic for Crizin, who's able to reposition a little within the site. Gonna try and take this early engagement, but Fiku beats him to it. That's a second player spotted. This is info for OG. Fame coming through the apartments has an important role to play, but a player tucked in the pit down beneath him. He goes searching for Crizin in the site, and now Fiku doesn't know where to look. Will be found. VP and another successful retake pulled off, as they have to stop OG from battling their way back into that round.
VP just know how to win rounds with tight margins there, because it's so close. If Fame drops in and gets killed, Fiku can hide, but he's baiting him. He's running above him, making steps, making Fiku look up. Meanwhile, Icy gets an elevated angle and finds that headshot. Really nice team play there from VP to get a late retake on. And that was only as desperate as it was, because they find Flamus for free, or after only one. Flamus has had enough of playing late round. He goes early, forcing the kill onto Buzz and even getting out.
All right, Nico's on this AWP. Tries to leave a mark early with some all-in aggression up through Banana. There's been success found all across the map right now for OG. It's in this 3-on-2. They're going to try and slow it down. They don't want to let this get away from them, but it might end up happening. Electronic snipes Fiku out of the apartments and now retakes this control over top mid. This is awkward for OG. They slowed down, they gave a moment of pause, hoping to regroup in this 3v2 to avoid this exact situation. As they go back into Banana, there's aggression from Fame. He'll be able to confirm whether or not they're coming this way. And Fame swings in early, lines them both up. VP unmatched.
And they're making risky plays as well. They're not afraid to throw themselves into fights in some of these rounds. The fact that Fame isn't even jiggling there, he's full committed. He's not playing info to play off Electronic. He goes for the whole round. But these rifles are hitting hard for Virtus Pro. And this is starting to feel like a very disappointing game for OG.
For OG, it's just kind of a failure to launch on 4 of these players, right? Fiku's the only one kind of finding kills with any impact.
Oh my god.
He's been the guy roaming out through the apartments and in these A plays. 12 and 10 on Fiku, the only one with a comparable stat line to anyone on Virtus Pro. And he's just been knocked out of this Tech 9 round now. Crizin did make it past, but what can this give OG?
It's only a pistol, and there's not even anyone open for the taking. Sit alongside And so Icy has the library.
Bitta odam kirib,
VP no
bitta
sports
g'atga lake
corrupted.
bosib chiqsa ham 4
They
ta
don't
like
force
bor.
any plays. They sit back 5v3 in good setups.
Tak.
And OG just getting their
Buz
time
degan
wasted
pizziqchasi
here.
longda.
And in stage one, it felt like whenever you'd see OG call in these kind of slowdowns in the mid-round, eventually teams would get curious. They would give them a peek. But VP are not that type of squad, especially not in a 5v3 like this. They know all the pressure's on OG to make the move. They've got faith in the setup here over towards A. And this crossfire between Graveyard and Sight on Icy and Co is going to be brutal to get past. You never even think to check for electronic.
There's a full team flash for Prison as well. So even though Icy got caught a little bit out of position, there was no way they could get the kill.
Tak, AWP midni qarayapti.
That was already felt like an unwinnable round.
Bitta pitda, ikkinchisi уже yuqorida. Ada AWP o'ynayapti. Значит, midga, короче, smoke otish kerak. Shift bilan balabatlar bilan bir nimalar bilan longga kirib olish kerakdagi cityga shaqillatish kerak.
10-1.
Ikkinchi marta longga qo'yaveradi. O'zingiz qanday o'ynaysiz? Normalniy komanda bo'lsa normalniy o'ynayman. Xuddi bro men bu ana qildi-da, komment yozdi-da, savol berdi-da menga.
Okay, finally
eslatib o'taman bu. Xullas.
Orbis is shot down middle as well. They're speeding up towards the B site. The AK sprays for one.
Stream
Ready for another man here. Main backside. Spooky jumps in.
Spooky, normal.
And OG
bular keladi.
might have caught the last train out of this T side.
Ikkita low
two in this post plant, low HP on 2 players.
Can't save here, Icy. It's the last round, bro. He was running away.
Yeah, he did start backing out for last round, so they're going to throw themselves in for it. They get past Buzz in at Banana. Low HP on Nikodos and Spooky.
Don't lose this.
But it's Biku with full health, 12 kills deep that gives you some faith here. Good chunk of time ticked off this boss already. Feeling too late for Virtus Pro to win this one out. They cross in, but this is desperate. Nothing being offered by OG. Defuse stuck, defuse denied. And OG pull up with 2 rounds on this T side. As to whether or not it's going to be enough to see them through the rest of Inferno, well, VP might have other ideas.
An iconic major needs an iconic trophy. And after the reaction to the last Blast Major trophy, we figured we might need to do some focus group testing. So we've got a little bit of a backstage peek that we're going to be doing here. We're going to be letting some of the players and the talent in to take a look at the trophy to let us know their honest thoughts. Let's go. Let's get it started. We've got a little bit of a secret for you here. We got a little bit of a teaser. So we want to know your raw, unvarnished take.
CS channel is a channel.
You figured it out.
Damn, Blast did it again. Wait.
Waiting.
3, 2, 1. What the fuck?
Yes. Nima edi bu? Mana shunaqa. 3D printerda ishi.
What the fuck?
What
do you think?
What do you think?
What do you think? What do you think?
What the hell? Too small. Too small.
Wait. I think it's cool.
What do you think?
I don't think I like it.
No?
I'd love to see a player lift this up like this and then it just breaks.
By the horns?
Moo!
Yes.
And why is this? It's because of Texas or what?
The longhorns.
I mean, I think it's cool. I think it's really different from what I have ever seen.
I don't know if you remember the reaction to the Paris trophy, but we're maybe looking to avoid some of that.
And then what, we got some like, what is that? Fire?
You
know, it couldn't be worse than the Paris major one, so, you know, it's just a step in the right direction.
I don't know, but I think my idol Monastic get hit.
The whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing. I don't like it. It's like 6 out of 10.
It's very American.
Yeah?
It needs a cowboy hat.
Now, I do have a secret to tell you. This is not the trophy.
Okay, thank God.
This is fake tweeted.
So you just trolled me.
We are trolling you. We made it in Blender. Honestly, it came out better than we thought. There is a different one.
It's mine. It's mine.
You can't keep it yet. But maybe after the event we'll give
It's mine, it's mine. I'm the Austin Major champion.
Is this like the city of Austin?
Yeah, it's the city of Austin skyline.
Ah, you got real creative with this. So what is the real trophy?
I don't know, we're gonna have to see. It's apparently massive.
You do know, don't you?
I haven't seen it yet. I've just heard that it's huge. So stay tuned for the playoffs, because when we get to the arena, we're gonna be revealing the real thing, and I promise this one's going to be Titanic.
It's mine, bro. It's mine. It's mine. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.
Sostav kuchsizroq. Kuchli komanda bo'lsa, biza уже sostavini primerini bilamiz-da. Misol uchun Falcons kimga tushadi? Tesis, Nico Monisi, Tesis Nico Monisi.
Well, for fans of VP, this is a great day right now. They are dominating this opening game. It's not even close. For OG, it's been a bit of a failure to launch for 4 of these individuals. Spooky finally finding some impact in that final round of the half. A welcome addition in firepower, sure, but you can't help but feel like it's come far too late in this game. Only Fiku firing for OG. A squad that impressed us on their run through stage 1.
Frozen, Simple hazır.
With a rough opening, dealt their way in this VP matchup for stage 2.
Yeah, it again just does feel like the map for me is the big question mark of this game in a BO1. How OG ended up on Inferno's place. They looked weak back in the previous stage when they had so much success on others. This is what they came in today, ready to play, and VP have absolutely won up them in every conceivable metric. 10-2 on the half, playing solid CS. Electronic came in, lights out to this game, 10-0 before he was finally felled, and Icy has also been a big piece of this CT side of the WP. So
wonderful.
Can VP make this easy, or will they make a meal out of the second half?
İyimi. Shular fanati bo'lganman-da, bir paytlar. Major yutgan payt. Shundan keyin. Так, у нас первая пистолетка на... o'zbek tilida. Bizda birinchi to'pponchalik. Так. Push.
Let's snuck in. He knows he's beat the jiggle, he's beat the timing, there's still cover, but where's the kill? Nothing, he's anti-flash, Crimson late to the party, still makes up for it. Blows out 2 birthday candles, can he do any more? No. On plan going to be coming in for VP. And OG asked a difficult question.
The blend, 3-3. 3 ustalik.
Do they have the metal to stick the landing on this retake?
Olib qo'ysa bo'ladi.
Blocked right now is Nikados, but he's waiting for his teammates on the banana side.
Molly on the bomb, cheeky. There's no kit.
It's no kids, Molly on the bomb.
Electronic is just waiting as long as he can, letting his teammates take the contact first. That's 2 players spotted in at the back of Dark. Nikados has to try and deal with them, but Electronic's got the cover. That Molly's come out.
What
Electronic!
Heck,
knife to a gunfight, and he comes out smiling.
Hey, boy.
That's a statement right there. Didn't even need to do that. The Molly already won in the round, so he gets style points on top of a 10-round. That's a great round for Electronic. Add it to the many. And Flip realized he hit some great timing there to sneak in past the jiggling CT.
Naqasiga qildi, уже otsa ham oyoqda otdi-da.
It's all just going well for VP right now. That's what I said coming into this game, right? As soon as you're ready to write VP off, they come through strong. Still higher mountains to climb, though, without a doubt for VP. The fashion in which they're playing right now is very reassuring to a team whose stock was low coming into the major.
Yeah, you know, and I think it's also like who you're getting performing right now. Fame looking really, really solid. Electronic there alongside him. They're the 2 riflers that have been having a lot of impact. Icy's AWP also some swings and misses in there, but definitely exerted a lot of control over that first half.
A lot of noise made at B, and this stack just rotates. OG had almost everyone at A. They now go back to this B bomb site while VP pull the wall over their eyes. A 1-2 setup here, but if Flamus comes out apps, it's going to be a big problem here for OG. And this is all a fake on the B-bomb side, but they are biting down on it right now. Flick gets into...
Dude, he keeps finding these little gaps. Even the knowledge that he's just crossed paths with a player in this smoke.
Yeah.
Whittled down, dead by 1,000 cuts, but he keeps living. Still, all that info, it confirmed at least. Flit able to relay that, yeah, I think it is this triple B stack. Snuck past 2 of them.
Yeah, and Flammus came out apps, which, as I was saying, if that happens, it's over because OG are double short. No eyes on that position. So it looks a bit silly on B for Flit, but none of that really matters. VP bomb plant finding 12 rounds, forcing Deagle saves. It's a bad day in the office for OG.
On the flip side, though, for a squad, the form seems to change on an event to an event, maybe even a day-by-day basis. This is a promising initial showing for Virtus Pro.
Yeah, especially when in day one of a stage of a major like this, you get to play 2 BO1s, right? So if you win your first, you win it dominantly, you're feeling really good, you come in later and you do it again, boom, you've got 3 BO3s and you got to win 1. Even though we see a lot of teams do choke those 2-0 leads, it just puts you in such a potent position to make it to the next stage. And VP, so far, looking good for it. Almost a certainty that they will be taking this BO1.
And looking to get there very, very quickly. They're playing with the pace in this round, knowing there's not much to go up against. With the force coming out from OG, back-to-back forces at that, you know that you have every advantage. This is the easiest chance you're going to have, but one of many, so screw it. Play a little looser. Flit farms in at the top of Banana. Once again, he's got the info. Guys, it's another B stack, and so VP just pick up the pace with an A hit now.
One guy in the site and it's Buzz with a single kill to his name. VP getting closer in the halls. And even though OG know that info goes both ways, they rotate as well. VP still have the advantage even into the stack. Smoke on the Moto side, VP moving in. Molly's not going to stop them, I can say that much, or Smoke rather, they just jump into the pit. Buzz gets his second kill. Maybe he can squeeze something out here, tucked in on the site. VP await him, they know he feels the pressure. Bomb planted, and VP about to walk it over the line.
Every reason to do so. Strong post plants, and now they know where the last man is. Spooky tapped out, and Virtus Pro not yet put to the test in stage 2. They open strong. It's no contest between them and OG. And that's after OG play through that first stage looking damn good. They end up on Inferno here, something you were questioning. And VP teach them a lesson they won't soon forget. That is a beating.
Absolutely, very reassuring look from the individuals of Virtus Pro, and we don't really get to talk about the T side because it's over so quick, but OG, a different gear in this car. Maybe the box fell out.
Did its first map, guys.
Because that is not the OG we've been come to expect here at the Major, and I certainly hope they pick it up for a BO1 later on, because otherwise they'll sit within moments from elimination. VP with the win.
An impressive start from Electronic and Virtus Pro in this one. This was a blinding opening game, mate. Even getting some knife play in there as well. This looked like the VP we've been looking to see for a while. Just feeling good?
Yeah, I mean, we've been practicing a lot for this tournament. So, yeah, we just wanted to show for ourselves that we're capable of to be a really good team, you know.
We've seen moments throughout this year where you guys can look like a good team, but obviously if we look at the last couple of events, it wasn't the VP we were expecting. So tell me about the preparation you had, the practice you had coming into this major to change things a bit.
I mean, we just changed some things, not that much, you know. We're just trying to be focused on our individual, you know, on our structure, what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do this, you know. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we did some progress, and I guess, and I hope we can show it in this tournament.
Obviously, you changed coach not too long ago. Finn comes in. Is this a lot of his opinions on what things you need to change, what you needed to work on?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he's changed something in terms of our routines or something or stuff like that. You know, how we preparing probably. Yeah, something changed.
It's a positive change for you as well. It's nice to work with him, have a different coach in that sense.
Like every coach that I work with was on point. You know, they were good. Everybody of them. Like, you know, I don't know. I couldn't say this, you know, that much.
Well, it's all working so well. A very good start here for VP. Let's see if it continues on that way.
Let me tell you something. Every time you begin to doubt Virtus Pro, they come back tenfold with more preparation, more individual firepower, and you're reminded that they do have 3 major winners on their team. This was a great display of what hopefully is to come for them at the rest of the major.
Yeah, and I think James nailed it. Is like, this is the Virtus Pro we expect to see. Like, when you look at the names on this roster, you expect to see them come in and dumpster teams from time to time. Like, there's these guys at Flit and Fame after winning the Rio Major was just like a revelation. It was just like, those guys were such strong riflers. Electronic coming in has had his own issues. Icy with the AWP looked great today. Yeah, and finally you had all the pieces really firing all cylinders.
Yeah, and it looks very good from that. We looked at some style points from Electronic at times as well. This is a man, right, where we know what he can do. It's just when he took over some of the leadership and he had these frustrations, you start to lose faith at some time.
I gotta say that the decision in the middle of the season to get Finn as their coach may have looked to a lot of people like it was just Electronic scapegoating yet another coach. Yeah. But in reality, Finn is a better coach. He is actually the coach that Gambit youngsters had when they were on the come up before Groove took over, where the individual form of Axile and Shiro was hardened to become the star players that they are today. So, I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence that you're seeing great form out of some of the players on VP right after Finn joins.
Yo, but what's going on with the stage 1 buff? What's going on with that? It's been a staple of every major.
Well, Bait got it. Heroic didn't get it.
Yep.
Obviously, OG did not get it.
BetBoom's not currently getting it.
BetBoom's not getting it. So far, it's 1 for 4. Yeah. It's not looking good for the stage 1 buff.
No, it's a terrible stage 1 buff event so far.
So for now, it's just the stage 1 teams learning that it's just a little bit more tough right now and getting slapped.
It's big dogs coming in. Welcome to the pros.
I mean, if we're being real, I mean, stage 1 didn't exist last major. So a lot of the teams that are in that stage are happy to be here in some capacity, and the gap between them and the stage 2 teams who would have rightly qualified in most respects, probably a bigger difference than we would have given credit for at first.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue with that too hard, but it's just funny with Heroic going 3-0 and then getting banged out, or OG having a really good stage 1 and then getting banged out. And
I still think Heroic's going to make it. I still think Heroic's going to make it. Yeah, I do. I think that they just got schooled by a team that had a huge grudge against them.
Yeah, they had a lot of motivation coming into that game.
Coming back to this game, I also want to look at Icy, because he's a player I found throughout this year has had this inconsistencies, and I feel like mood is definitely a thing where you can see him kind of disappear, but this was not one of those games, right? When it's all going so well, he can shine. I just want to see this more often.
Icy was fiery, which is supposed to melt him, but in fact, it actually just made him even stronger. Late round moments for this guy are still sublime. That was always his best attribute in the Amcall and Cloud9 rosters.
Amcall's redemption.
Yeah, he was such a great player in just those late moments, and he still does such a great job. I mean, he did set them up a couple times with opening picks in this game, don't get me wrong, but you back this guy up into a bomb site, you're trying to throw utility to get him off of the angles, and he's still able to dodge and weave, bob and weave, and then he's able to get 1 or 2 crucial kills.
I think he's one of those players, too, where you're going to see him get better with time, because obviously coming into this team relatively inexperienced, especially with players of the caliber of Flit, Fame, and Electronic. And if you remember, like the famous clip of Electronic just kind of snapping and yelling at Icy on that train game, if I had to like read between the lines and guess a little bit, I would say Electronic alluding to making some changes either had to do with him kind of scaling back how hard he was riding Icy, or Icy making improvements that allowed him to scale it back. So Icy probably feels a little bit of freedom. I would hope coming into this event, Icy feels a little bit more freedom of not having to second guess and be worried about the consequences of his decisions.
We'll wait and see how it goes for him. Maybe when a game's a bit tougher to know how it will go. There is a long set of games going for the rest of stage 2 here. For us next, though, we're going to go and speak to Fallen, hear what he's got to say, because they're going up against Lin Vision next. Fallen, when we last saw Furia, it was a new look Furia doing incredibly well. But I want to ask, how did you guys get ready for the major? Because it seems like you've been in America for quite some time.
Hello everyone, it's been amazing. We had the chance to go to the Furia office in Miami. We were there practicing for a couple of days and it felt good because we had a lot of things to fix, a lot of things to add into the game, some maps that we realized could be better from the first games we played. So yeah, feeling good for the tournament.
When you say a couple of days, can you let me in on how long the boot camp was, how much practice time you were able to get?
We were able to get like 12 to 15 days of prac. Yeah, it was very, very good. And yeah, I'm very excited to play this tournament.
Now, obviously, it was very exciting when we saw Molodoi and Yakinda come in. We saw just a new bit of life come into Furia. But when you go through these things, you know, you're adding more structure, adding more game plan to it all. Do you feel like you guys have another level you can hit? Do you feel like there's been big improvements?
Yeah, definitely. There's a little bit of getting used to some roles, just like the roles we have been playing, get used to communication. And also, I think with the pickups we had, like Molodoi is playing very well. Yakinda is helping on a lot of things, not only on the kills, but helping us to structure defenses and stuff like that. So there have been a great addition to the team.
When you say structured defense as well, so he's like maybe your second voice helping at the moment?
Yeah, he definitely helps a lot, mainly on the CT side, but he does help on the T side as well.
That's great to hear. Now, for you, we were very impressed with you picking up the rifle, what you were able to do, how you were feeling out the map. How much do you feel like your just years of experience in the game sense you have is helping you kind of flourish in this role?
I'm having a lot of fun playing this new role because it's a role that I always paying attention as an upper to how people are playing their positions because of the IGL sense as well. But to be playing those positions is a different feeling. So I kind of already knew many of those things that those roles requires. But once you step in their shoes, there's a little bit more to it. So you kind of realize it. And it's been fun because for me, every game, every practice, there's something new to learn. There's adjustments to be made. And it feels great when I can perform with the rifle. So yeah, for me, it's been very fun.
Do you feel like you understand all the timings quite well?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I learn a few things here and there. But yeah, it's all about the technique. I think the positions I'm playing, it's all about making sure they cannot exploit you too easily on the openings and stuff like that, and hitting the shots. So yeah.
You're going up against Lin Vision. Obviously, you faced them not too long ago in Dallas as well, so you have an idea of how to play against these guys. Is this a team where you're comfortable in terms of stylistically and how they play, just going up against them?
I think it's a good matchup for us for the first game compared to the other teams we could be facing. There's a lot of good teams on this stage. And Lin Vision has been hot because they just came from the other group. And they can play a role in the first games. It's a best of one, so we have no time to go slow in the beginning. So I'm hoping to a good match. I think they have been playing good CS. Asian CS overall, I think, improved so much, and it's great to see.
Well, that was Fallen, but let's take a look at this from Yakinda on Furia's major chances. He says, maybe I'm naive, but I truly believe we can win the major.
I love the confidence.
Oh, dear. Hey,
I love the optimism. You know, I think obviously it's probably a bit early in this Furia project, but at the same time, they came out on a honeymoon and absolutely showed their worth in Astana. Right, we had young Molodoi Kazakh player in front of the home crowd, managing to get some good games in the arena, get a map off of Spirit. There was a lot to like about this Furia debut. Sure, Dallas, they just disappeared, but they came off the back of flying cross-continent to get there, barely made their game in time. And so I think now, after Fallen said, we've had a couple of weeks of prac, let's see what Furia have really got to show.
Yeah, and a match that you actually saw take place at that Dallas event. Them versus Lin Vision, they were able to pick it up handedly there last time. Also, I'm liking the jersey.
The look is great.
Yeah.
The look is great, isn't it? Do you like what I'm seeing? Yeah, Lin Vision, right? This is the Chinese team that, they've always been going back and forth against Tyloo. We've had different teams this year win that over and over, but both Chinese teams making it through stage one in that final day. Lin Vision absolutely earned their position here, but I think it's going to get very, very hard, as we've seen, especially these Chinese teams struggle against some of the top dogs. And I think Furia are riding off of momentum off of their debut. I think they can forget about Dallas, just given how much success they've had in such a short time, plus the prac coming into this major. So starting a stage later for Furia, probably valuable time to get acclimatized with this new roster, with a new language, and with new roles across the board. We're into it though, it's Nuke. Lin Vision, no strangers to this map. Furia start on that CT side.
This is the guy we want to be keeping a close eye on, Molodoy. The AWP addition to this Furious squad.
Debut major appearance.
Oh, that's not a bad start for Molodoy. Catch Zaka for free. On a bit of spam out in the yard. 3 players will make it down lower. Vision trying to get a foothold. There's already this double rotate. Yuri and Keserato. The OG Furia duo adorn this lower site, and they've even got support from Fallen.
The read is good. There's no one really to stop it except Yakindar. He is locked in right now, but he's also a shot from death. Got to land a clean tap. They've seen him on the map, and Westmelon clears him out. 4v4 now. Envision, great control after a vent climb. Plant coming in. No punish for Furia. They're playing retake.
Have all this util on Keserato, so waiting to lob that in. Got a retake smoke. Trying to help him. But just Fallen left. It's a dominant pistol round picked up from the side of Limvision. Good turnaround there, right? They go 4v5 down early. They managed to get everyone in through Secret, and they misdirect Furia to open this up.
Yeah, if they go into lower there, probably goes very, very wrong. 3 out of the 4 players were kind of ready for that play. But up the vent, only 1 man on defense. I want to see if that retake smoke comes in again. It's to block the door angle, right, when you're coming out heaven, so you can isolate players on the site. I've seen some teams use different variations of it. It's a cool idea. Doesn't matter in this one. Limvision take it easily. Quick tech check before we get back in. So also an element of warm-up for Limvision, right? They've played stage 1, they've been here already a week. They're comfortable with the setups.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what we've kind of seen from the game so far. It hasn't translated that way for a lot of the stage 1 teams. Bait being an exception to the rule, I guess you'd say.
True, but we are seeing obviously more lopsided games on paper coming into a second stage with some top teams waiting here, some even deeper in the tournament. How do you feel about this Furia project, though? Because I mean, we got to see them firsthand.
We got to cast them a bunch in Astana.
Big changes.
And yeah, you know, I mean, it's weird because like when the Furia changes first happened and we saw it go, you know, we saw the Furia squad go international. I think there was an angle where like these signings felt very, very underwhelming to a degree. It's like you didn't really know who Molodoy even was. Yakindar pulled back after kind of a rut of unsuccessful attempts to break out from the shadow of his time in VP and hit that same form. But then when we actually got to see them in Astana, it looked really, really good, right? Like one of the things we were saying was like the team had a certain aura around it, and I still think they've carried that with them here into this major. Yakindar certainly has, making a statement, you know, day 0 saying, I actually think we could win the whole thing. Now, you know, that is
I love that bullish
wild,
confidence.
But yeah, it's a very Yakindar statement to make, and it's clear something he's tried to really put across in interviews as well since joining this Furia squad is that he individually feels back and no longer kind of on the decline it felt like he was on. I think he brings a lot to the team. I do like this Furia squad.
Yeah.
One thing I think you have to keep an eye on here at the major, though, is Molodoy. He's someone who I think is in like this very wild position where these, and I felt this way since Astana, where like the next few months decide a lot for this guy. It looks like he could be the real deal, one of the next big things, a real hot prospect on the AWP. But it's as teams get to grips with the style of AWPing, the way you like to play, that's what separates the greats from the goods. And so we're going to see where Molodoy finds himself.
Yeah, it's one thing to come out the gate swinging, it's another thing to stay there.
Tak.
Ultimate have quick
meteoric rise, Furia bilan qanaqadir jamoa o'yini yapti. Bilmayman nomini, nima qilay? Nima qilay bilmayman. Bilmayman, to'paylashib ketyapti og'alar.
Miss smokes outside, but Linvision just stays slow.
Og'alar to'paylashib ketyapti. Tak.
Locking main provides a path around the world. They want to go, but you can just back
Aqliga
to
betish
watch
kerakmi?
for a main split. So
Aqliga betish
be
kerakmi?
very careful here. The one rifle in a potent position. Scout missed shot. Yakinda can't do anything about them crossing in. Molodoi can't connect just yet. Gonna fight Yakinda. It's a great angle for him. Story out of the round. Flashback for more. Oh, no way he finds that kill. Westmelon full blind backs up into the shot. It's the only angle that would have worked. But there's still pistols on this top.
Still crunched between
Football string
and that scout up in heavens. Yisu tries to hit the 180 turnaround, but the scout's going to whittle him down. It's just Zaka. Spot on the player in the back garage. Nearby, ready to lend a helping hand. They'll both drop in at the back site.
Can you do this? 20 seconds? I think so. It's going to be very close, though. Furia waiting for a re-peek in main, and Zaka will get down to that B-bomb site in time. As long as he sticks his prong, all is okay. Oh, indecision. They're going to get hit quick. He took too long. He just had to stick it straight up. Furia win the force buy out. Nice double up for Yakinda as well.
Nice double.
And you imagine those moments are very hard because communication is a huge topic in this new Furia team, right? It's not just... It's not just players, Furia, who have spoken, for the most part, Portuguese their whole career, in Keserato and Yuri. But players like Molodoi, whose CS English is great, but struggles a little bit more on the interpersonal side. Real life English. Real life. So those hectic moments are going to be made even more so for Furia.
Yuri gonna have to hold back this spillover into A, and they've done well. By more than enough time for Molodoi to get out through heaven and lend a helping hand. Just Zaka again in another clutch. And this time, won't even get to be tricky with it in that 1vx. He gets iced out over towards door. So clean stuff on the conversions there from Furia.
Vision broken now. As Furia get the chance to take a nice, decisive lead in this BO1 off the back of their force buy. Well, they're making that alt money, or at least trying.
Oh, he's succeeding right now. Getting up in their face on this MP9. Padding out their bank accounts.
One more.
Jump spot saw him, and so it's well handled. But this is what Linvision have been waiting for. The guns right around the corner after falling down versus the Furia force in round 2. They get to bring the guns out again.
Can't be missing smokes here, Linvision. First gun round, and you're going to meet Molodoi outside. He's pushed all the way to red to start the round. He even gets out. He's going to hear this cross as well. Linvision making down very quickly. Second player, not quite as lucky. Molotov misses that wall through the smoke. Fallen stops the stem of bleeding down on B, and there's so many CTs here to collapse upon Limvision. 0 trades in this round. Everybody on their own timing. Limvision in a world of hurt. 2 on 5, no bomb.
And a double setup here, ready to deal with them. Serrato facing first, low on health, but taking attention away for Yakindar. Great little interplay there on the lower hold. And that first rifle round they were waiting for on the side of Limvision is quickly forgotten about with a clean pickup from Furia. They'll go from strength to strength on this CT half, looking to widen the margins between them and Limvision.
Looks perfect here from Furia when it comes to rotation. We might have to start seeing some more fakery from Limvision, like that pistol round where they get down secret and come up vent. Not saying they should do that in a gun round, but something to stop Furia's read of the game. They have been padded out in every position Limvision have gone to. On these low econ rounds, stacking on the A site. There are some late smokes coming outside to fake this round. But he knows this one's going to be a ruse. As Limvision looked to hop ramp, Fallen can just choose to give it up. Looked like he had a kill right there, but barely connecting bullets. They get the control down to B. Don't get the gun though.
Redheads have already scrambled down here as well. Yakindar just going to go swinging out through the doors. He's fighting on an island here. Limvision try and break. Oh, Serrato, that's really ugly. And now that's opened up a route into the A site. Molodoi ladder stall overran on the Tech 9.
Oh no.
That's heaven secured. This is powerful for Limvision. Couple of awkward flubs from Furia. Look to seal their fate in this round.
Oh, it's disastrous. Both of them had chances to get
У нас
those
один
kills.
знает, где второй. Хаешка. Прыжок. Нормально, нормально. Это сейв, да, ребят. Чуть-чуть осталось, ребят. Ух, чуть-чуть. Ой, ёпта. Халявный? Минут танил. Монитор манчета, короче. Викендер, да. Бунемола. Дефьюз.
Defuse tap needed the immediate swing, and even though he gets all the kills, there just simply isn't time.
That's a nice trade.
Denied.
Ooh, if Yakinda was a bit more decisive in that 2-on-3, a bit more convinced, they have a really good chance to win that round. But they're too separated, and seconds too late. It's a wild miss from Serrato right there. It's what opens up the whole round.
Nice!
Okay, Limvision with an eco. Now we're back on.
Okay, rush hit.
Full wall out in the yard.
Nice block. It's so wild watching Yakinda on the cams. I'm never going to get used to it. He has to like pull his chair out just to check the minimap. Oh dear.
Nice smoke, does.
Going for an upper bust.
Not ideal as well, because Limvision didn't have anyone out in the yard, right? So it's like unconfirmed info right now. Furia aware that the yard play was just a fake. And so they never bite down on it. Limvision still going to break through the top site hold. Clean openers, double up.
How is possible?
Makes it a bit more interesting. The advantage still falls in the way of Limvision. Plant open up to them here for Fallen and Molodoi. Choices to be made. This 2-on-3, is it worth throwing your hand at it? Molodoi seems to think so, playing in through the lobby. He can't catch his bearings. And only Fallen left standing, 1 versus 3. He doesn't like what he sees. Does he want to try go get that orb?
Fallen ramp, that's safe, Fallen.
Got lost out in no man's land in an awkward position back at the lobby, and so looks like holding on to his gun is more important for Fallen.
Yeah, stick around for Amelia. That clear on the close door player, the only guy who was really had a chance in the A bomb site. I don't even know if he sees him. He just slams that smoke as it's blooming. Yakinda tried 2 smoke shots back from him on his break, but Vision have the numbers, fake or not. It's a heavy Molotov AXX that gets them back in the board. Back-to-back rounds for Vision, and Furious Money under the microscope. They've got one more buy in them. Won't be pretty, it will be enough.
I don't want to feel like you suddenly let them back in a big way this next round, not just to tie up the game, but to break Furious Money. So that would see Vision with a serious leg up if they're able to accomplish it.
Do we have a fast round here? Because Su is a Mach 10 first spawn, perhaps looking to just go down the vent. So let's see if Fury have the manpower to stop it. Oh, the nades wreck him. There's not even a molly in the way to try and meet him on the ramp, but he's dead, and so's Westmelon. Molodoy sticks around. Look at the B rotation. There's 3 players lower right now. There's a huge gap on this top side. Feels like a bit of a panic here for Furia. They should know no one's made it down. Well, outside has been open.
I mean, Yakinda's making a great move right now, just going and making sure Secret's empty. This also gives him the option to leave lower. He did that very decisively, recognizing that if they leave outside open too long with no eyeballs on it, it becomes harder to dissolve this 3-man stack down at lower. Yuri just waiting up in the heavens, now gets the spot, sees players trying to take this hell control. And so that only kind of galvanizes Yakinda to follow through on this flank. He's all the way through the back line and should be nearby to help out if this A play comes in. Just trying to locate Yuri up in the heavens, and that was the one chance you were going to get given. Flash play, maybe their only option, and so that's lobbed out from the spawn. It did blind Yuri, gets them up the ladder at least, a bit of purchase on this top side. They find Fallen short, but that's where Yakinda gets to play his hand around. From that flank, it's getting awkward here for Furia. Feels like they had every advantage in this round. And yet still we've ended up in this 2-on-2 in at the top site. Yakinda low.
Malado 100, Yakinda 7 HP.
Got the plant, they've got time, but they can't move off the bomb side. Molodoy tunneled in on the line, hits his. Story looking for the ace now. Young player with all the pressure. B2 is a good smoke. He doesn't move in too early. He can play it late. They've already utilized all their util. And they're not rushing. Waiting to see if he forces the move. He's bleeding out the clock right now. Yakinda rather coming in close. Low health. Should just be a dead man walking. But he can't hit the shot. And Yakinda wins the round. It's a crazy peak for Yakinda. As Story holds the wrong side. And Furia do good on that 5-on-3.
Just some really nice, proactive movements from Yakinda all throughout the round, and it puts him in a position to even go on and close it. If he doesn't make that play, if they stay a little more static in that setup, you have 2 players having to come up through the vents, Yakinda being one of them. He would have never been there to slow down that top site, would have never been able to go for that swing on the left side to punish Starry.
Vision really makes something out of nothing in that round though, right? Because we have the B stack, we had Yakinda getting full info, and they're just trapped on ramp, feeling like they have nowhere to go. They don't want to run into the AWP and lower. They make a lot out of that round. Good heaven flashes from Zaka as well. Really ruined that top site for Fallen and Yuri. And so at least a plant and some damage coaxes them into another buy.
mean, this is like both teams now with their money on the line, right? If you remember going into that last round, it was Furia up to get broken. If they lost it, they win it, but by a thin margin in the end. And so this round hits like a 2-for-1 for whoever picks it up. For Furia, that could mean a lot of success found in this first half, stabilizing after that little streak of 2 from Linvision.
This flash might actually wreck Fallen. Depends how deep it's thrown. Molodoy moving in to play. No, Yakinda blind inside a smoke. The ramp hit comes through. Missed shot is a big problem because Fallen's full blind. And Molodoy needs bailing out, but he hits his shot anyway. Jumping in the air, finally put down. 3 on 3. Going for 2 kills instead. He gets neither. Westmelon, ugly whiff. And it's still winnable somehow.
This is fast and quiet routing from Zaka, but they're ready for it, and that's the bomb lost in heaven. I think Call Me Super's going back to try and fake a lower take. Running in towards ramp with the molly out. And now left all alone, doesn't even know about K-Serato up in the heavens. He has managed to get past him. This is a little awkward. You'd like to think K-Serato still has a trade guaranteed. And there is that backstab. Just a little bit of a later timing from K-Serato.
Yeah, it's a weird split up there, considering the Heaven play just peeks into the bomb site. If you're going to play off a fake, at least let your teammate sell it for you. It might have even forced Yakinda down the vent. But Yakinda's playing really, really well right now.
What's up?
Steps through that smoke, saves his teammate's life. Hitting some sharp shots, 12 and 5. Silo climb with a bunch of pistols here. Although he sees him cross over. Yakinda back outside is a good time. Five up. Furia in the good books right now. I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and you know, it feels good to them as well, right? They've been able to stabilize after this kind of back and forth couple of rounds in there. You know, it was rounds you had to win. It's where the whole kind of momentum of the game could have shifted. The must-win ones have belonged to Furia, and it's left Linvision on the back foot in a big way. Best they're hoping for is 5 rounds on the half here.
Dersleri gel böyle yaptı çünkü my brzuną do kuprovodom onda. Geblash pred. Chatga qarang qani o'zi. Monitorim bitta-da.
Trying to cross the secret. Got one player lurking on main side. Yakinda tucked in his classic position. Teammate draws them in, knocks them both down, just like that. Molodoy's flash and K-Serato's fire burns Linvision up. So many of these rounds feel like they're over before they begin. Linvision just trying to claw back 2 on 4s, 3 on 5s. And they keep making them interesting. Will this one be the same?
I mean, this is a nice little foothold to have. Yuri is having to just watch the hut, so is vulnerable to this swing out from the door. Yuri gets the spot off, and there's not an immediate reaction here. That's lent Fallen a much-needed bit of time to get in and lend a helping hand. And so even though in rounds gone by, they've made these ones interesting, as you say, now it all hinges on Zaka, and 1 is all he gets. The Molodoy AWP provides the covering fire. Furia running away with the CT side now. 4 rounds in a row, they're looking to make it 5 before the half is through, and there's not a lot for Linvision to stop them on their way to that goal.
I don't know what I'd do either when Yakinda and K-Serato are the yard adjacent players, right? Yakinda and Garage or in red in many of these rounds. K-Serato coming out from main. Molodoy setting up flashes, playing very active on the AWP. Not trying to force the kills, but he's hard to read. In the Garage. And we even get a double AWP out in the last round of the half because Fallen's got the money for it. So screw it.
And yeah, there's a bunch of promising signs here for Furia fans. Yekindar having a great game, topping the charts, really exerting a lot of presence all across the map. On the Brazilian side, you got Keserato right there behind him. And then Molodoy on the AWP looking pretty stable. This is a picture-perfect scoreboard for the Furia squad. You know, we talked about their run back in Astana. Molodoy getting a play in front of the home crowd. But there were a lot of games there where Fallen ended up feeling way too important on his rifling.
Yeah.
And it was cool seeing him look so good. But you don't want Fallen posting the biggest numbers out of the three Brazilian riflers on this squad.
Yeah, true. Calling Fallen Brazilian rifler still feels wrong.
Tomda bitta. Mana yoqda? O mana yoqqa smoke otdi.
Been holding his ground. Vision might actually make it unscathed to B. They've been trying to do this all half. Can they finally get down in a 5v5 with a player behind main to give them an exit route available?
There's already been dispatched down towards lower though, and he's blocked them with this smoke. At least buying some time. Molodoy in the feed. Yekindar ready down at lower.
Just dump your util, just waste all their time here. And it will just confirm what you already know, that they are down secret in numbers. Molodoy's watching B from the ramp side. Or at least he can quickly.
It's actually like really passive from Yekindar here. He's not playing for the early spot. Unorthodox, but he's willing to give them the room and the space, and that's because this lobby clear has come out from Fallen in the downtime. He's confirmed that there's no one outside of A. They're going to deal with the one lurk here. Only soon dead on the extremities. Yekindar surprised at the presence of event player. And this could still get weird. Very little time left for this bomb plant though, and the net closing. There isn't time for this. Furia and a lot of success on this CT half to open up their run in Austin.
تصور قل سينو من تودا ماشي نتمشى قبلنا. السلام عليكم. yaxshi masala. 3 minutdan qandaydir qilib o'tkazish kerak. No cho'ta men o'zim ham to'g'ri zerikarli tuyulyapti, chunki men ko'p gapirganim yo'q-da. Ko'p gapirganim yo'q. Hali men bugundan boshlab ozmoz stream qilib boryapmiz. Keyin sal kuchaytiramiz-da. Bitta. Kuchaytirib boramiz-da. Iyun oyida.
Well, this is a runaway success for Furia, and it's not even close. There was a couple of moments of doubt in here, some surprising rounds from Limvision they were able to pull off.
Yeah,
really
bro.
felt like they had no business doing so, but for the most part, it's been a Furia showing here on Nuke. 9-3 at the end of that first half, and that's with a pistol round in there for the Limvision squad.
Yeah, a bit of practice paying off, it seems, for Fury. This is not a map that has necessarily been their go-to or been too successful as of late. So nice to see them looking as clean as they did, and all the stars aligning here on the Furia squad. Whereas Limvision just looked a little lost in some T-side rounds. A lot of situations where they're 3-on-5 down. Fury are going to up the pace with this top hit. Su has a nice gap, but Fallen just headshots him running out wide. Westmelon trying to hold on to the site, but they've already lost control. They might lose the round. Oh, re-smoke.
Oh, that's just brutal, yeah.
That's it. No kit. One flash, blocked at main.
Try and regroup now to go through heaven, but it's so late, and yeah, you're dead on about the no kit. That does cause you a big problem here. You've got to get all these kills so quickly, and you're not even in a position to actually break through.
Fury will get all the kills quickly. Fallen with 4. Su had the perfect position, dodged the molly, still on top of the hut, but they're all outdoor, and he's the only player inside of A. Oh, barely saw him. Fallen were not burdened by rifles. Fury come through with a clean round, so full eco here for Limvision. And Fury don't want to stop. Why would they?
You feeling this kind of weird domino effect on the day, right? It all started Simple looking real good, and we're all saying, okay, Simple's back, FaZe are back, right?
Yeah.
Then next game, Simple's former teammate from Na'Vi and Electronic also has an insane game for Virtus Pro to get their first win.
All right.
Who was VP's best player in the past? Yakindar, who's now also looking lights out in this one.
I'm not sure what conclusion you're drawing there, but
What does that mean in the next game, Hugo?
Well,
who is more of a link to MIVR and Legacy?
I don't think there's much I can do with that one, Harry. Sorry. Fallen used to play for MIBR, so MIBR are gonna win.
There we go. I think that's how it works.
There's the link somewhere.
Vision, this is it. This is their buy round on the CT side. This is where they have to offer up all the resistance and then some. Furia can make this a very quick turnaround if they knock Vision down a peg here.
Hiç de like mi? Hırsam buldum. Hiç bilemedim.
I mean, so far, stage 2 teams coming through with decisive victories, at least on this side of the stream. Can Furia finish what they started this cleanly, or will Limvision do anything in this game? It's been a bit of a sad state of affairs for Limvision. 5-on-4 in this gun round. Furia desperately looking for a pick. Starry feeling like one of the only options. Check from the heaven side. Molodoy can't hit the flick. And Starry's back in safekeeping here. Furia just have to go for this main split right now.
Good stuff from Westmelon. He continues to repel this play in through main. So Furia's hopes of finding a way in out in the yard denied by Westmelon.
It's all he's got right now. It might even be a save, to be honest. K-Strata's a Mac 10, but they are locked out of this round. So it just kind of fizzles out here for Furia. And they have plenty more chances, but at least Limvision get the buff of economy. that they desperately need at this point of the game. Just to mean that Furia, if they follow up and get 12 rounds, then Vision can still buy. It's not decided on one gun round now, this game.
Aka, odamlar mana shuni olyapti-da, 50 ming so'mdan super moyshi deb o'ylab. Xalqlar sotyapti. Opalar olyapti mana shuni o'shani.
Purposeful, no smoke here to let Molotov fight across.
The chance there on Unbreakable, but able to stick around is Dari. Tries to throw himself further forward, and that just feeds Molotov a kill on this AWP.
Pretty wild.
All round centered around Molotov going for these openers on that orb. And they've thrown him up on the boost as he tries to do even more damage out in the yard.
Look at this bait as well. You can spamming the smoke. K-Srot is already out. They're hoping a player just walks in, and they will into main. Quick trade allowed. K-Srot clearing close. Headshot by the MP9. We're into a 2-on-2. Bomb is gone.
It's the two heavy hitters left in the picture, though, for Furia, Yakindar and Molotov. EU imports in this Furia squad. Both top in the charts. They bring it down to this 2v1. Zaka flying solo. He's in the main and watch this bomb. He's going to beat the orb up close and then be ready for Molotov. Just charges at him. 3 kills from Furia's sniper. And now 8 chances to lay this game to rest.
Yeah, I don't think Molotov thought he'd be there. Spot in heaven. Quick repods, but Molotov, they set him up. He succeeds. Ends the round. 12-4. Just a ferocious game from Furia. A reassuring look
guys,
at a roster that had such a
thanks
strong
for your
honeymoon.
time, guys. Thank you.